welcome to my channel. This is Maria. Today we're going to be using the Prima Marketing Zara Prima Princess and the beautiful butterflies sentiments from this Simon Says stamp kit. And I am basically going to take some beautiful colors here. One's called Skin 1 and Almond, and I'm combining the two of the Karin markers, and I'm making a skin tone, and I'm going to be coloring in her skin. I'm going to do the lighter shade, of course, first, and then I'm going to mix in a little bit of almond for some shadowing. So I'll combine those two colors. It's the Skin 1 with the almond for the shadowing, and I will also put some for her cheeks and also her lips. And I'm using the Silver Brush Company No. 2 round brush. It keeps its shape and it has a nice sharp point at the end of it, and it's really an awesome thing to be able to use. So I'm just going around and getting all the shading put in so it's nice and filled in, and I'm leaving a little bit of a highlight on her shoulder. I know she's looking over her right shoulder, and she's just kind of like, has her back maybe to the sun. So I'm going to leave it a lot lighter on her back, and then put a little more shade all around where her hair is cascading above her forehead. And I deepen underneath the nose and also under the bottom lip as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. And I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about the Prima Princesses. Prima Marketing put these out several years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with them. I love their florals that they put out, and they have lots of multimedia things. They have glazes and paints and all kinds of beautiful things, little pearls, and just wonderful, wonderful stuff. And papers and books and you name it, they have it. If it's multimedia, they've got you covered. They have watercolor paints as well. So, they've got a plethora of stuff, but I truly, truly fell deeply in love with these princesses. I just think they're just so lovely, and I hope you do too. So I had said on Instagram that I would watercolor this specific one, and again, her name is Zara, and I just thought, well, I'll do it in a video and hopefully people will enjoy it. I have not used the Karin watercolor pens except for now. And I have to say, this was my fifth try to color this in with these Karin markers, because I, again, never used them before. And I had to make sure that it wasn't the paper that was the issue, because I used both Canson Bristol Smooth and also the Strathmore Bristol Smooth. So, I had a problem with the blender pen from Karin on her skin, because it's the largest part of the coloring. So I think maybe just putting all of that solution from that blender pen on that part of the body of the skin there that I was using it for kind of broke down the paper fibers. So I was getting like little pits and holes. So I decided to just use a water brush to do her skin. So that's what you had seen me do before. So the skin you're seeing now while I'm coloring her hair is something from one of my first 5 tries that I attempted to use. So just disregard her sunburned skin, because that's kind of what it's reminiscent to me, is that she got a little sunburned being out in the sun too long. So but here I'm coloring in her hair, and I'm using various shades of brown, as you can see there. Basically, she has a lot of flowers in her hair, which makes less hair to color, but nonetheless, I still have to get it all filled in and trying to keep some highlights in there as well. And hopefully, it's got enough highlights among the flowers, and there's a lot of deep, darker parts all in between, kind of meandering through. And it's just so lovely. I love this particular one. It's just all those beautiful flowers in her hair, and I'm not positive what the flowers are called. I thought that they were possibly plumeria, but I definitely will look into that. I wasn't thinking about it as I was coloring. I was just thinking about, oh, these are pretty. Let me color them in. It looks great. And let me see what colors I want to use. The usual. That's kind of how I think. Like, oh, and then I as I'm coloring, I'm trying to think about just different things and looking at the character, thinking, gee, I wonder if it was an actual character, what they would be thinking right now. Like, gee, I just love flowers. I just want to wear flowers in my hair all the time, Who wouldn't, right? And then I just kind of thought, well, I guess I can just pick colors and just vary the color. That's how I started. I started with some pinks and kind of varied the pinks a little bit. And then I started thinking, well, maybe it comes in different colors. Let's choose a different color. So I picked a couple other colors. Some were pale pink, rose pink, red lilac. Those are some of the colors I used there. I didn't really write down the browns as of yet, but I will put them in the supplies below. So I'm going in with the same color. I'm not alternating the colors for shadows at all and highlights. I'm basically going in with the blender pen in the smaller sections that are in the flowers themselves. So that worked really well with the flowers. But again, I guess because it was a larger area when I was doing her skin, it was too much solution going down on the paper and just breaking down the fibers of the paper. But in the smaller florals, it was fine. So I'm just basically putting the color into the deepest areas and the veining of the flowers, and then I'm going in with the blender pen and just extending the color out from the furthest, deepest area of the flower. And I'm doing that to various flowers. I'll be coloring in, I believe, 3 or 4 flowers. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting in some of the pinks and some of the, I guess it's like a lilac color, like a reddish lilac color. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going around and, like I said, putting in the color into the various part in the center and then pulling the color out with the blender pen. So that's what you're seeing, and I hope you're enjoying this nice little coloring session we're having, and I hope you're having a relaxing day. And if not, if you're at work, I hope your work day goes smoothly and you get a lot done. And just, take some deep breaths throughout the day and just, count your blessings, and hopefully it'll help you to get through your day and enjoy it more, and just think of the positives in your life, and that'll make life so much better. I know there's a lot going on, and it's a huge change for all of us. Just know that this too shall pass, and things will get better and better. And back to the coloring, going in and coloring a little more florals here, and I'm getting some depth and dimension with these markers. I really am enjoying using them. Like I said, it was the first time I ever had them. I have I believe it's a 63 pack, and it's got, I think, 2 or 3 blender pens. Yeah, I think it has like three blender pens, so the actual colors are 60 colors. And it comes in 120 pack, I believe, as well. I have to look into that, and I can put that in supplies below as well. So, like I said, we're just getting this all watercolored in. The pens, I believe, are more of an ink versus a watercolor, because I noticed that it dries a little more quickly than normal watercolor from a pan that you would use. So yeah, that's hopefully you're enjoying the coloring, and we're going to be moving on and just getting her made into a card soon. And I basically just wanted to make like a square card, because she's a good sized stamp. So here I'm just adding a little area. I put a little dress I made out of some fabric I had left over, and I basically made a little pearl area around her neck as well, and I put an sentiment on the outside. And the inside, I believe, says, "You make everything better." So hopefully everything is getting better for all of you. And you're having a beautiful day, and that things are going well for you. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Here's the completed card. Please subscribe, like, give me a thumbs up, and hit the bell icon for future uploads of my future videos. And have a great day. Blessings. Bye.